Hi Gagan, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Very nice having you.
Happy
Everyone,
to be here.
we have Gagan Tongiya here, who is the co-founder and CEO of Moonwalk. And Gagan, we'll let you tell us a little about how a coffee brand and with a corporate experience like yours, what made you think of entrepreneurship?
I think coffee started with the appreciation for the aroma. We didn't know much about coffee even a few years ago. But as we learned more and more, the deeper we got, the appreciation for the full process came into being. How corporate helped me is I have spent good amount of time in manufacturing companies. So I thought this is a commodity that I can really connect with. And we are a climate positive coffee experience brand. So we wanted to do something which can create an impact not just in the day-to-day life of everybody, but also on the planet. So that's how holistically what all I have done in the past, and being a finance guy, I could make sense of how the business would operate and how the operations would go. So that's how we started Moonwalk Coffee.
Great, superb. So you worked with one of the Fortune 500 companies, and last I think you were a CFO in India, right? So now those are like big roles, right? You have teams to even think also, right? So from there to a journey like this, what have been your major one or two learnings or things that you just didn't expect?
So one thing before anybody gets into entrepreneurship is they need to start enjoying basically everything, whether it's picking up a bucket or working on spreadsheets. If you enjoy everything, then you can become a businessman, I believe. Now, when you have a role like you're leading a team, when you have working for a company, starting something of your own has to come out of passion foremost. And I think that's what it was, that I wanted to have that thing. You're basically creating something which in day-to-day's life you can see that it's making an impact. So that's how it became. I think there are so many things that initially you don't think you will face. You are a digital marketing person. I didn't know anything about it when we started, but you learn, right? And then you start seeing that how each fraction of step will make a bigger impact.
Sure, no, absolutely. So this has been around 1 to 2 years, I think. That's the length so far. And what's the team size looking like?
So we have 4 people right now. We have 2 in operations, 1 in marketing, and then myself.
Right. And you have these small cafes like these in a B2B sort of setup. Like here you've partnered with Spring House, and you're available for all the people who are at Spring House, right?
Correct.
So how many such stores are there and where all will we see them?
So in the short span of about 6 months, we now have 3. This is our 3rd one. We work very closely with integrated spaces like co-working spaces. And I always hear, even when I was working, there's one line which every office employee says, "Yaar, coffee bahut kharab hai." So we also somehow managed to solve that. And being a climate positive brand, it shows the kind of responsibility the co-working spaces like Spring House now have shown, that they not just care about the people, the clients, they also care about the planet.
Right. So this is a sustainable coffee cafe brand. What would be some of the things which is making it more sustainable than some of the other options we have?
To begin with, you won't see a coffee machine over here. And when I say you won't see a coffee machine, that doesn't mean we are using instant coffee. We have a unique processing method that allows us to extract the coffee concentrates, which is again all natural. That is brewed from freshly roasted coffee. The coffee is roasted, and within 7 to 10 days that gets brewed. And then we make all the drinks from cappuccinos to cold coffee to even coffee mocktails like cranberry coffee you're just having.
Wow.
So the machine, the espresso machine itself, along with the grinder, that consumes roughly about 3500 watts per hour of energy when it's running, when it's in motion. Not only it increases your electricity bill, it also leaves a significant carbon footprint on the planet. So the whole process, we use specialty coffee which is sustainably farmed again. Now, not just at the store level, even at the farming level, that helps the livelihood of farmers. And by sustainable farming, you mean that you can farm that crop for a longer period of time. And the beauty of India is, and actually India is probably one of the few regions in the world where every coffee is handpicked because of the terrain. Because everywhere in the world you might have flat surfaces, even if it's altitude. In India, it's mostly in the hilly parts of the country. So it's very important to think about those things, think about the farmer's livelihood, and how you're consuming what you're consuming and what gets on your plate.
Right, sure. Okay, so Gagan, where do you see the brand going in the next 2 or 5 or 10 years, whatever we are able to see?
So our goal is to be present in more than 500 locations in the next 3 years. That's actually, for us, it's easy to scale because we have sorted our processes, we have fixed SOPs, and we know the kind of audience we are targeting. These are the people who appreciate a good coffee, and also we work with, again, co-working spaces or hospital chains or grocery stores. These are the places who really care about their clients. They want to serve them better experience. The only hindrance they have been facing so far is they don't want that bulky setup. So that allows us to step in, solve that problem in a sustainable way. Right. So that's what we're doing.
And are you raising, or have you already raised funds?
So at the moment it's bootstrap. I have put in all my savings that I have earned over the years.
Great.
And we are doing well. We are profitable at the unit level. We do want investors, but we want investors who understand the value in what we are creating and who can understand that the growth has to come along with sustainability.
And how do you plan to maintain the team so lean? Like it's amazing to know that how small, with a small team, you're able to sort of set the basics right. What is the key there, or where is that coming from? Is it that you've already managed hundreds of people and now you're so done that you want to find a way to work with a lean team, or where is this coming from, the learning?
You are exactly right, and it comes from the fact that we have all made mistakes. I have too. And one thing you learn over the period of time is that people who are working with you, rather than seeing them as an employee, you see them as a partner, especially when you're starting out. So we have Yogesh, who just brought in the coffee he made. He was our first hire.
Wow.
And I have been with him at the store. I have done the job of barista myself before him also. So we understand the challenge you face. It could be as simple as cleaning a jar to as complex as doing the accounting at the end of the day. So once you start understanding that what your employees go through, you kind of resonate with where you have to pull the plug as to where you have to be a little tough with them, or where you have to be understanding and see, give them that leeway. And thankfully, I mean, to be honest, I've been lucky. I have Yogesh, there is another barista, we have Lalit, and we have few more people on the team who are really supportive, they really understand. And it's just when everybody sees it's infectious, I believe, when you're working well with people. There are some friends and family who just come forward and they start helping you. And they don't, they are not expecting much in return, but it's just they see what you're building and they believe in the idea.
Wow, no, that's amazing. Quality over quantity when it comes to team. Makes sense. So right now it's a B2B2C model, like we were talking, like you've partnered with a co-working space and so on. That's one way of scaling also. The other is, and you can tell me if any of these or all of these is a part of the vision, which is the Chayo's way of growing, to have your own stores and pure sort of B2C sort of model. And the third is to actually have your products in a retail sort of manner. Are any of these or all of these, or which way is the vision taking you?
Right. So you talked about Chayo's model. Let's call it a high street model. At any point, if we are at all going in that way, if we are creating those stores, my vision is to create it more like an experience store rather than just a coffee shop. In a way that our customers are able to see how the coffee is brewed. I have spent a good amount of time in the US, and one of the most kind of memorable experiences for me was seeing the manufacturing sites, may it be food and beverage, may it be automobile, that how it gets done. So I think that's something that we would want to do if we are going in that Chayo's model, and we want to keep it very limited. As far as selling the product directly to the customer, we have actually a good amount of organic customer base who purchase the coffee bottles from us directly from our website. We are available on Amazon. We have our own website, moonwalkcoffee.in. We are not doing any marketing or promotion for that. Everybody who purchases from the website is organically acquired customer who tasted our product, either at the cafe or early in the days when we used to do pop-ups, and they just love the product and they keep buying it.
Got it. No, that's amazing. What is that one challenge, Gagan, that I know there are many challenges in an entrepreneurship journey, but what is that one major thing that that's keeping you most busy?
thinking about where and how we will find the right people who will make sure that the ethos that we have as a company, as a lean team that we have right now, it's very easy to have the same sort of mindset when you have a small team, because everybody is communicating with me, but eventually when you delegate, there are more and more people who come on board. So it's
Dilution happens.
extremely important that whoever comes in, he believes in the passion.
Yeah.
I always say this, that you can train an employee who is passionate about what you're doing, but you can never train an employee who is just in it for the sake of job. Again, too young, but this is what I have learned over the years.
Absolutely.
And this is what we try to implement every single day.
No, absolutely. And one last thing that you might want to tell the people who are thinking of starting up but are not able to take the plunge.
I hear this a lot, that enough of 9 to 5, let's start something. I would say do this if you really enjoy doing everything. Because trust me, especially when you're starting out, you have to. You would be you will be mopping the floor, you will be lifting the stuff, and yes, you would be having those fancy meetings. And there will be time that you will be all suited, booted up, and you will be mopping the floor in that suit because you have a meeting right next to it.
Right.
So there's nothing wrong in having a job that you really enjoy if you're passionate about it. And if you start a company, remember that it's an amazing journey. Yes, it is. It gives you a lot of freedom. It gives you a lot of headache, but you need to be able to enjoy every part of it, what come may.
Great. No, thank you so much, Gagan. Lovely having you on the show.
Same here. Thank you so much, Pooja.
Thank you.
Pleasure.